Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Delightful Hatter, and today we're going to be drawing a pumpkin. So just to let you all know, while I was editing the video, I was not able to get the full extent of it due to the certain time frame of only having 30 minutes of maximum. However, there's good news as I was able to have the full extent on how to draw a pumpkin, along with the coloring, the shading, and even a little bit more of a small portion of the background. So you'll have to excuse the sudden cutoff of the video, but I will be able to show you the full picture down in the links of where my social media is. So here's a quick update on the pumpkin that we are drawing today, as I am almost finished with the rough draft of the vegetable itself, as I am just now finishing the portions of the stem and the leaf. Once we finish doing the rough draft, we're going to be starting to do a little more of the rougher edges around the picture in general, so that way we can have a more eye to detail view of where we're going to put for the clean line art. Now, as we are almost finished with the rough draft and transitioning to the line art, just a nice reminder that the pumpkin has ridges around the body that makes it unique as it is as we all know it. So just adding the nice detail to it will also give to a nice touch when we are going to add the color, the shading, and the lighting soon. Alright, are we ready to do the line art now? Let's start by going on top of the picture and start with doing the stem and the leaves. Great job! Now, let's get on to the coloring of the picture. Before we do that, make sure you add a new layer onto the drawing so that way when you color, the layers won't be meshed together and you won't have to constantly do it over again. Because it's not fun doing on the same layer only to realize that you did it and now you have to start all over again. Trust me, it's better to do it on a new layer than doing the same layer at once. checking in on you. How are you doing with the progress of drawing the pumpkin? If you need to rewind the video a few times to be able to catch up with the steps, go ahead and do so. Hey, great job! I like the colors you chose. Are we ready to do the shading now? Remember, when you start to shade the picture, you always want to start with going with the darker shade of the color first that you have chosen, so that way when you mix it together, it won't clash. Ah, I almost forgot. When we are going to do the shading, just remember to have it as more or so at a specific spot where you want to be. So that way, when we are going to do the lighting later, we'll have an idea of where the perspective and where the position of the lighting is going to be. Okie dokie. Now it's time to mix in the shade. You'll want to have a more lighter hand onto this time, as especially since I have a heavy hand when it comes to doing digital art. You'll want to start by doing light strokes onto the edge of the shading, so that way the lighter color or primary color of the pumpkin will have a nice blend in with the shading. Whoops, don't forget about shading the leaves too. Even leaves need some loves. All right, now let's add a little bit more darker complex onto the shading. Let's put a little bit more darker color to where the edge of the line of the pumpkin is going to be. Okay, now it's time to mix in with the darker shade with the lighter shade. Remember to use a light hand for this, as we don't want to mix the colors in too much. Alrighty, now it's time to add on to the lighting into the pumpkin. Yippee! So for this one, you want to add to the lighter orange onto the vegetable in general into the more open areas of the vegetable. So that way the lighting will have a more specific clear ground of what angle the pumpkin is going to be. No, sorry, I lied. I don't think angle is going to be the right term for this. I think in general, you'll just want to make sure the lighting is in same position of where the shading is. So that way the lighting and the shading don't clash together in different directions altogether. So mixing in the lighting, you can use a bit more of a heavy hand since the lighting is going to be more thicker than the shading. Just don't use a heavy hand too much still, with at least the thinner part of the lighting at the edge of the pumpkin. Alrighty, let's add a little bit more of a lighter color onto the pumpkin where the shine is, so that way the pumpkin can look polished into the picture. Yay! What a pretty pumpkin we have made together! Let me know down in the comments how you did in progress so far. So now onto the background. As I stated, since when I was editing this, the video has cut off due to the maximum limit of 30 minutes. So while the video still has its remaining time, let's get on to a little sneak peek of what we should do for the background. Like, for example, let's have the pumpkin outside into a grass area first, since the vegetable is technically known to grow in the outside world of gardening. Oops, let's not use the upper layer of the picture first. Let's go behind the pumpkin and have an idea of where the grass area is gonna be. All right, now let's add the top layer of a little bit grassy area so that way it can look like the pumpkin is literally sitting on top of the grass. Okay, and now time to add onto the line art of the background. Okay, now it's time to add onto the color of the grass. And now it's time to add on to the shading of the background of the grass. So that way there is an idea of where the shading will be under the pumpkin. Don't forget to mix the shading. All right, this part's going to be a little more tricky, especially when it comes to being a two-part background. While the back page of the background is a little bit more easier since it's behind the pumpkin, the front layer of the background in front of the pumpkin is going to be more difficult. So you're going to have to really pay attention to the hand and eye coordinates of it. Alright, now let's do a little editing here and there so that way the grass and the outline of the pumpkin won't be able to match together with the color of the grass. Alright guys, unfortunately this is gonna have to be the end of the video due to the limitations. But I will put down the link to my social medias where you'll see the full picture of the pumpkin and the full background in general. If you like the video that you are following along, please let me know down in the comments, like and even subscribe to it so you'll have a chance to see more upcoming videos of the journey we are going through together. I hope you guys have a wonderful day now. Bye bye!